But for the ladies, we all know what that means.
So you ready?
Now, Behind the Law with Justin Clark and Allie Mack on ESPN 580 Orlando.
And welcome to the program. It's another edition of Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando, joining you every single weeknight when we're not bumped for sporting events. You know, it is March Madness, so if you don't hear us on at 8 o'clock, it's because there's a basketball game or something. We're not offended. Yeah, we're all sports fans here. Don't worry about it. You can also watch the show every single weekday at 4 o'clock p.m. at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. And don't forget to watch the TV show. It's Behind the Law on television this Sunday and every Sunday, 10 a.m. on TV 27. To my left, my good friend, Allie Mack. Hello, Allie Mack. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And to my right, it is the beautiful Brianna. Hello, Brianna. What's going on?
Not too much, Justin. Not too much.
We're going to do the news with Allie Mack. In the second half hour, we'll play Stump the Clarkie for your chance to win my money. We'll also have a very special interview today with a good friend of the show, Mary Tindall of Mary Tindall Communication. She told me her kids are watching today, too. So we want you guys to please pay attention. Your mom is a very special lady. That's why we invited her in here today. We'll talk about communications. We'll talk about public relations, writing. Is it illegal to write things? Can you get sued for certain things? We'll talk about all of that with Mary Tindall. But look, guys, what did I tell you about this AAF? I told you, Allie Mack, a couple months ago, we were taking bets on how long this thing would last. And I said, it's not even going to last through the entire season. You're like, well, it'll probably go like, I don't know, 6 years.
Well, I'm an optimist, remember?
It's 6 years. And Brianna was like, well, I don't know. I'd say at least like 2 or 3 years. Are you guys kidding me? It is gone. And look, you lying, cheating scum who started this league, and you told all these players, these are these people's livelihoods. Think about Steve Spurrier, for instance. At least Steve Spurrier has a ton of cash in the bank, so it's not a big deal for him. But it's still his reputation on the line. He came out to be a coach in this startup league. What about the season ticket holders in Orlando who bought season tickets? There are 2 games left over at Spectrum Stadium. They're not going to go. What are you going to do? Sue AAF?
Yeah, what are you going to do for 2 games?
We're not going to give you any money back. We don't have any money, apparently. And I think that this whole thing was deceitful. They tried to play it off like they had all this money. They told Spurrier and the crew that they could go like a whole season with no revenue. And they had enough money in the bank to get through it. And it's all lies.
Get sponsors and all that for this
Yeah,
type of league?
Obviously they did something wrong, but it's lies. I think you guys are scum, honestly. Just to be perfectly honest with you, I think you're scumbags for what you did to all of these players. And the worst part about it all of these players who aren't making a ton of money to begin with,
no, they weren't,
getting their heads bashed in every day. Do you know how they got home? Do you know how they got back to their homes?
How is it?
They had to buy their own flights.
Really?
The AAF wouldn't even pay for their...
I didn't know that.
This is what I've heard, all right? This isn't gospel, but my understanding is these players had to go pay for their own flights home because the league wouldn't pay for their flights home.
Oh, you should have known there was something going on right there. Right?
And, I mean, this is just ridiculous. And, you know, everyone, it got a good reputation at the beginning because it was a decent product. It was a decent, football game on the field. But they just, I don't know what happened. I just don't know exactly what happened. There's way more going on. You're going to hear a lot of lawsuits.
Collusion.
Back and forth about what really happened in this AAF thing. But I just feel bad for the players, especially the players.
Yeah,
but then,
definitely.
it's also the season ticket holders who maybe it was a family who didn't have a lot of money or thinking, this is a fairly reasonable ticket price. I'll buy some season tickets for the family so I can get the kids out to a sporting event that's not going to cost us $20 for a hot dog, right? Now you lost your money as well. So I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for the people working at the concession stand at the arena. You know, they had their Saturday blocked off to work the Orlando Apollos game. Now there's not going to be one.
Wow.
So to you people who created the AAF, shame on you. Shame on you for giving people hope, making them pay for their own flights home. Shame on you for lies. That's how I really feel.
You seem very upset.
Well,
Justin,
I do.
you are.
I'm just upset. I'm not upset because, great. A little pastime on Saturday, I can watch a game. I don't care about that. But I care about the people's lives that they affected.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot
It's
of people.
ridiculous.
A lot of people were
If
affected
it's on the
by it,
internet,
especially you.
she's talking about it.
Right
That's what's
now.
going on with Allie Mack.
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay, well, in Allie Mack News today, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the myths of marketing. So I know that a lot of people aren't really familiar with marketing. They still think it's uncharted territory. They think it's a little bit taboo maybe. So one of the myths of social media marketing is some people seem to think that social media marketing is a waste of time.
Okay.
But point blank, it's a waste of time. And then the second one is my business too small to benefit from social media? What do you think of those?
I mean, I think that's crazy talk.
And social media activity isn't going to affect my bottom line. Social media marketing is too complicated and too time consuming. And last one is nobody cares about what I'd have to say on social media. So I want to talk about these subjects, and I want you to also voice in your opinion as well as a business owner and as marketing that you do as well. So is social media marketing a waste of time? So it's the way we communicate with each other is ever so changing. And through digital media, through social media, that's how we obtain those potential clients. So is it a waste of time? No. I mean, there's been a shift in the way we communicate, and this is how we communicate. This is how we get our news. This is how we get our reviews on who we're going to see we're going to make our doctor, who's our attorney going to be. So is social media a waste of time? No, I think it's an asset to have in communication with your potential clients. My business is my business too small to benefit from social media? Well, if somebody is looking for a specific type of business, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to either ask their friends for recommendations, or they're going to do their own research through social media to find out their reviews, their standings, and all that. So, is your business too small for it? No, it's not, because it's being researched already. That's how people get their news. That's how people get, if you're a reputable business or not. Social media activity isn't going to affect my bottom line. Well, when you think about social media, your business closes at 5 o'clock, your door's closed, and that's it. Your phones are set to either a company, a call center, and things like that. But with social media, your company is always active, always alive, always responding, always communicating to your potential client. And at 5 o'clock on Friday, the weekend comes, social media, through social media, your business is still active and still open. So is it going to affect your bottom line? Of course it is, because your company, in essence, is always open. So social media marketing is too complicated and too timely. What do you think about that, Justin? Is it too complicated
I mean,
for
it
you?
depends. Yeah, I don't know when to like something, not like something, but I know it's not too complicated that I can't hire someone to do it for me.
Exactly. Well, it is very time consuming, because it's, you are actually manding your company through digital platforms. So you're, in essence, creating ways of attracting different clients, and you're also communicating with those potential clients, with your consumers, with your community. So it is time consuming, and it is very, not that you can't do it yourself, but to do it accurately, it is suggested to hire a company in order to keep that social media kind of active and potential clients and your community more in the know of your business. So nobody cares about what I have to say on social media networks. So what do you think of that, Justin? Because I know that you also comment, and then you also have. Do you think that that's accurate, or that's a fair statement to say?
I just, I hit like on a lot of things, and I really don't. I just see who posted it, and I know that guy. I didn't even read the thing, to be honest with you. So I don't think I'm the right guy to ask for this, honestly. Or if it starts getting really political, I'm like, oh my God, this guy again.
Well, the point of social media is to learn what your consumers want, need, engage with them, and interact with them. So if you don't engage and interact with them, if it's not so much posting about yourself, but it's also giving them something to speak about, giving them the option to also engage with you, and also, you engage with them. So all these aspects, I hope, social media myths have kind of been tackled today, and I hope that I've given you some insight
Absolutely.
on it.
What would you say if you were going to post something on social media right now in 30 seconds about Joe Biden? What would you say?
What would I say? I happen to like Joe Biden.
Okay, but I mean, did he go too far? Did he not go too far? I mean, this is one of those real fine lines.
I think that would be the question. I think it's just for some people it is going to be too far. For other people, it's not. Other people, it just doesn't really matter. So I don't know if it depends on if you want to go a little bit controversial with the post or if you just want to make a bold statement. So I mean, that's how I would approach it.
Don't rub shoulders, ladies and gentlemen. Unless ask for, I don't know. I don't know what you can do.
On the back of the head.
I don't know what's right, what's not right. But we'll ask Mary Tindall of Mary Tindall Communications. All of that right on the other side of this break. It is Behind the Law on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about the Joe Biden thing because, look, I even when I'm hanging out with a guy friend of mine or something, and I don't just shake their hand. I'm like, hey, kind of like do the little hug thing normally.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger.
You are?
I am a hugger, and I don't know. I mean, am I going to get sued for that? I don't know. I mean, it's not like he was like slapping, you know what I'm saying?
On the arm.
So what do you think? I mean, was he doing something wrong or not, Allie Mack? I don't know.
I just didn't, when you hear it, what he did, you have to have a visual because, I don't know, Justin, when you came in the office yesterday, you did the same thing to me.
What?
You hugged me.
Yeah, but have you seen how far behind I
I
have to
didn't
walk
see there
behind
anything
you?
wrong with that, though.
Well, but I had to walk behind you. You see?
I know, but I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
But the way they're portraying it seems very kind of like they want to start a scandal. But for me, I don't see anything. I mean, I know Justin. I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark here with you. I've got Allie Mack, the beautiful Brianna. Can I say beautiful? I mean, look, maybe I shouldn't even say beautiful. I don't know. I have Brianna.
Watch out.
I mean,
me too.
Brianna, I'm sorry. Does that make you uncomfortable if I say beautiful
Miss
Brianna?
Extremely uncomfortable.
And then, of course, now I'm the only dude in the room as well. One, two, three girls, one dude. Now I'm feeling super uncomfortable here.
I think the term is
Watch your
woman.
P's
In
and
fact, you want to
Q's.
switch seats? I will go back to work, and you run the show from now on, Allie Mack, because I don't know what to do anymore. But this
Right
isn't
in
a
the
political.
middle.
This is not a political statement. If anything, I'm a Republican. I consider myself a compassionate conservative. Okay, so I'm not even a Joe Biden guy, but I mean, in some ways, I feel a little defensive of him. But I don't know. I really don't know what to believe anymore. I'm confused.
I am
What do you?
too.
So
I don't know. So there has to be more to the story. I don't know. I just think it was maybe something innocent, but I don't want to talk for the person that's felt some kind of way. But I don't know. Some people just might have, perceived it a certain way. But so for me, I just can't. I can't judge. I don't mind it.
Speaking of, if you have issues that you really need to deal with and you need to get out to the public, some kind of response. We're going to bring in Mary Tindall. Mary Tindall Communications. Mary, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here. So tell me a little bit about Mary Tindall Communications first, then I'm going to ask you some real deep questions on how we respond to things like this as a company.
Sure. So I am a copywriter, content strategist, and content creator, sort of hyphen, as a lot of folks are these days. And I work with a wide range of companies and a wide range of industries. So anything from startups to big Fortune 500 companies I've had the pleasure to work with, and then industries from healthcare to nonprofit to e-commerce. And I really just enjoy the variety. That's like the favorite part of my job, is learning something new every single day.
One of the most challenging parts of your job has to be a mother of four and business owner. How in the world do you balance that? I mean, that's tough.
It is.
I mean, some days I'm great at my job. Some days I'm great at parenting. So, there's like unicorn days where you're great at both, and that's what you strive for. But, I just try to be grateful for what I have, because it's easy to lose. It's really just looking to influence and persuade your audience to take a certain action, whether it's buying one of your products or signing up for your email list or calling their senator to advocate for some sort of issue, political issue or social issue. Traditionally, copywriting you think of as like sales writing, and it's true, you do need a marketing toolbox to be a good copywriter. So it's not just about making flowery sentences. It's really about, those marketing principles that are the foundation to what you're writing. And then on the content side, that's typically a little more informative versus salesy. So you're looking at building your authority, raising visibility for your brand, keeping your customers close, nurturing them over time by perhaps sending them a roundup of your blog post and an email newsletter. All of those things are at different points in your customer funnel, but they're all really important if you're looking to grow your business.
How do you find new business?
Me personally? Oh my gosh. Well, LinkedIn is actually a big one when you said social media, and who has time for that? I mean, you all reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I use LinkedIn a lot just to kind of share what I'm up to and see what other folks in my network are up to, and I love it. Personal referrals has been a big one, word of mouth. I've been in business on my own for about a year, and pretty much all of my business has come from past colleagues or folks that I know. And, now I'm having to get a little more diligent about like putting myself out there to make new connections, because that pipeline is always looking to be filled. So,
Are you just in Central Florida, or are you in other states?
So yeah, I'm personally based here, but I have clients in Maryland right now, and through that client, I actually work with clients through all over the country. So I'm working on a hospital website project out in Colorado. I've done work in Pennsylvania. So yeah, it's fun. Orlando's the base, but then you get to learn so much about other places as well.
You're listening to Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando, talking to Mary Tindall with Mary Tindall Communications. So take me through this thought process. Mother of four. You have a regular job, steady paycheck, and you sit down with the family one day about a year ago and you say, I'm ready to hang my own shingle. How does that conversation go?
I mean, it had been percolating for a while, honestly. Like, you sort of hit that 7-year itch, and I had been 7 years at my previous job at an agency. And
I thought that was only in relationships.
Not only marriage, it's jobs too. I mean, if you're married to your job, like I felt like I was, and a lot of things sort of coalesced to make it the right time. And my husband is really supportive. He always has been, of my career. And we just had this conversation about like, what does the future look for our family? And we knew we wanted a little more flexibility in our schedules, and we also homeschool our children. So we really needed a little bit more margin. And so, we were both aligned to like creating a business that would let me work with the clients that I really wanted to work with. I will say that having clients on retainer is a big boost, because you have that steady paycheck, but you also have that room to take on projects. So that's been key for me, is landing a few clients on retainer.
Let's use a hypothetical for a moment. Let's say I'm SeaWorld, okay? And then all of a sudden PETA comes in, and we've had a couple whales die or something. This is obviously bad public relations, right? What do I do then?
Wow. I mean, you probably need to hire a crisis PR firm, honestly. Like, I worked for a PR firm for 7 years, and they're actually still one of my clients. So I touch controversy like a lot in the course of my job, and have helped big organizations sort of navigate those challenges. And, number one, you need to do the right thing, because doing the right thing is the best PR. Like, if you are a shady business, I don't want to work with you to help you put lipstick on your problem, or put a Band-Aid on it, because, I mean, you have an obligation to your customers and to the public, especially if you're SeaWorld or, someone like that. So you do the right thing, and then you tell people about exactly what you're doing, and you be transparent, and you keep an open line of communication. But, there's so many specifics that, apply to different businesses. But I think those are good ground rules.
Do you work from home mostly?
Mostly, yeah.
All right, so take me through a normal day. I'm fascinated with people who work from home, because, and Allie Mack does a lot of that too, although she obviously does the radio show with me. But for the most part, she's out meeting people or working from home, doing the hard work at home mostly, right? I'm fascinated. And Allie Mack, this is for you as well. Let's say that you have a full home day. Do you get up out of bed and take a shower and get all ready like you're going to work to get yourself motivated? How do you self-motivate at that point?
Yeah. I do go into one of my clients' offices, so I do have to look put together. Yeah.
I got
Well,
you.
in the
Allie
beginning,
Mack?
when I first started, I was kind of, I was like, I'm working from home. I don't have to get, but I think just to get yourself in that frame of mind that you're at work.
Yeah.
I completely had to wake up at a certain time. I shower at a certain time. I get dressed, my makeup. I'm like everything, my hair, and then I plop myself in my office. I had to close my door. Whatever snacks I want in the kitchen is in my office, because if I venture out of my office, I'm like, oh, squirrel. And and then I can't get focused. But for me, the more I stay in my office, I can work I might start work around 9:30 and then, just take breaks for like a lunch or something, and then come back and work until like 10 o'clock at night.
That's awesome.
So my husband sometimes has to peel me away from the office, because once you get, the creative, side and, content and all that, and I just can't shut it off. But
Mary Tindall joining us today from Mary Tindall Communications. We're going to play Stump the Clarkie and continue to talk about how to help your business through copyright. All right, on the other side of this break, it's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. It's another half hour of Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Thanks for spending your evenings here with us. You can also watch the show. Follow at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. Also, don't forget to watch Behind the Law on television this Sunday. And every Sunday, 10 a.m. on TV 27, I have Allie Mack to my left. Hello, Allie Mack. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I heard you were in a little traffic today. That's why you were a bit late.
I was. Thank you, I-4 by downtown Orlando. They closed that part of the street where the Lynx station is. So
what do you mean they closed the street?
They closed the street. They're doing some kind of construction, so I had to go around the Amway Center.
Unbelievable. I mean, this project, I'm telling you, I don't
I-4.
know. The beautiful Brianna's to my right. Hi, Brianna. How are you?
Awesome.
Did we ever get anyone from this whole dumb construction thing on the show, or are they coming on?
We didn't, but we can still reach back out to them and get
I think
them
we
on.
should. I just have a few. look, what's it called?
The I-4 Ultimate.
The I-4 Ultimate Project. I'm not going to bash you guys. I really just have some questions, and I think we should get it out on the air. It's not bad. I just want to talk to you about a few things. Like, number one, these on-ramps. They literally put police officers at the end of the on-ramp because there are accidents all the time.
Yeah.
Can't we just make them a little bit longer?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because half these people, first of all, are texting or Facebooking as they're getting on. There's not even any room to get on. It's just an accident waiting to happen, number one. right? So I don't understand. So that's really the main question that I have. But then now they're just shutting down the interstate in downtown Orlando on a weekday.
Well, they closed it down. Well, they veered us outside of, I don't know why they veered us outside. We got stuck in traffic. Everybody else that I guess knew about it made a right and didn't get stuck in traffic. All the smart ones just stayed in traffic. So I think they need to do a better job at letting people know that, okay, you're going to be sitting here, the traffic's closed. Because I was thinking the train track was coming, because even the lights of the train was all flickering on. I was like, oh, it's the train. It's probably going to be a couple minutes, but no, it was 10.
Because Amtrak's always crossing I-4.
I was like waiting and waiting. I'm like, I don't think it's the train.
Joined today by a very special guest, Mary Tindall, Mary Tindall Communications. Mary, how are you? Thanks for being here.
Great. Thanks for having me.
All right, so I apologize in advance. We got to play this little dumb game, okay? It's called Stump the Clarkie. It's your chance to beat me.
Awesome.
Don't fear, because Brianna's the one that chooses the categories, chooses the questions. And she almost always tries to get something that you're going to know more about than me. Because she likes to see me lose, okay?
Okay.
So don't be stressed about having to play a game. You're probably going to come out looking okay.
Okay.
Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, and now it's time for Stop the Clarkie. Come on, Clarkie. We need you to get over here. We've got some great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on, Clarkie. Get over here.
Brianna, I had a guess, but why don't you just tell me what the category is today?
The category is all about writing and communication.
Hey, what do you know?
Shocker.
I'm so surprised. I mean, it gets worse and worse for me. It
does.
It seems like it gets worse and worse.
Lawyers have to write too.
Yesterday we were doing a remote show at Burger U at UCF, and the category was like UCF. Okay.
The history, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Well, if it was about Tennessee, you would have won.
Well, you wouldn't. You choose that category because you want to see me lose.
Maybe.
Okay, let's play this game. What is question one?
Question number 1. What year was the word ghostwriter coined? Oh my gosh. The collective sighs of the people.
Okay.
Those are some pretty good answers, guys.
Actually, that's a good question for later, Mary. I want to see what it costs to really have someone sort of write a book for you. You do some of that?
I have done books, yeah.
You have? All right, we're going to talk about that later. Remind me.
Okay.
Ready for question
Probably
number 2?
pretty expensive, right? It seems like half the books out there, the people act like they wrote them themselves, but they really had a ghostwriter write them. That's what I think, anyway. Every time I see a book, I'm like, you didn't write that, bro. You paid someone. Give them credit. All right, question number 2.
Question number 2 of Stump the Clarkie. According to a recent study, what percentage of businesses' websites have typos? Mary just got really excited. According to
It's a pretty good question, and I hope mine is not there in the negative side of that answer. Brianna.
We'll talk about it.
Question number 3 is Stump the Clarkie for the Thursday night on Behind the Law. Go ahead.
How much is being spent by businesses annually on remedial writing training in the U.S.?
Question number 4 is, what is remedial writing training?
It's
3.
class. This is question 3. Yeah, and it's classes that teach their employees how to write appropriately. So how much is spent annually by businesses training their employees?
It's a tough question.
It's a
I'm
pretty
not
tough
sure if I know
question.
the answers to that. What do you think? I mean, if you want to play along at home, follow us right now at Behind the Law Radio. You can enter your answers in right there and play along with us at home. One final question on Stump the Clarkie tonight. Go ahead.
What percentage of businesses have problems finding suitable expertise for optimizing their landing page copy?
Okay, I'll speak for all of us. Could you
Yes.
repeat that?
Of course. What percentage of businesses have problems finding suitable expertise for optimizing their landing page copy? You want a layman's terms version?
Is all acceptable?
All. Looking for a number? That's possible. Nice percentage number.
Yeah, but I would like to hear your layman term explanation for that question. Go ahead. No, I've already written my answer.
Just break it down.
I'm not like pretending like I
How
totally
many
know what you're talking about.
businesses need help finding someone to review the copy on their landing pages.
And is that a percentage?
It's a percentage.
Okay.
Did you write down a percentage?
I did. I had already written it down. I'm not going to cheat like that. I think it's time to score this game. All right, question number 1. What was it, Brianna?
Question number 1. What year was the word ghostwriter coined?
Let's go to our guest, Mary Tindall, first. Mary, what did you say?
I'm going to guess 1957.
1957. Sounds like a pretty good answer to me. Allie Mack?
I said 1968.
1968. I went a little earlier than both of you with 19 and 45. What's the right answer?
1921.
1921. Wow. Justin Clark pulls ahead 1-0.
That surprises
Don't worry,
me.
you're going to catch up. What do you think? Yeah, look, we can challenge the questioner if you'd like. If you think she's wrong,
No, I don't.
we can absolutely challenge the questioner. That's no problem. We do it all the time here.
When?
This
I
is the
was going for like Mad Men era,
Question number 2, Brianna.
According to a recent study, what percentage of business websites have typos?
Allie Mack, let's go with you.
I said 25%.
25%. JC goes with 74. Very high percentage, but I think there's a lot of typos out there. Mary Tindall, what do you
I
have?
said 85%.
Ooh, even higher than me. Brianna, what's the right answer?
78%.
78%.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It's still
goodness.
up there.
That's high.
That's me again, right?
That's you.
All right, so 2-0-0. Ladies, on Joe Biden Day, you're letting, you're letting the man
I'm feeling
sneak
some
You went
kind of
there.
way now.
All right, question number 3 for a Thursday night here on Behind the Law. Brianna.
How much is being spent by businesses annually on remedial writing training in the U.S.?
I'll go first here. I really had no idea, but I went with $480 million.
Wow.
Mary Tindall, what do you have?
I said 100 million, but I feel like that's low.
I don't know. Sometimes that's not too low. Let's see. What do you have?
I said
Allie Mack?
532.
$532
Million.
million. Okay. What's the right answer?
That'd be 3.1 billion.
$1 billion. That
Billion.
answer goes to Allie McCarroll. Allie Mack, good job.
Wow.
2-1-0. I'm sorry, Mary. The thing
Yay
is,
for us!
The thing is, if you get skunked, you get an automatic invite back on the show within like 2 or 3 weeks. So
Just so you can redeem
so
yourself.
look on the bright side. But I don't think you're going to get skunked anyway, because I think question number 4 is your question.
Hopefully.
Question number 4, Brianna, what do you have?
What percentage of businesses have problems finding suitable expertise for optimizing their landing page copy?
Mary Tindall Communications, what did you say?
I said 80%.
80%. Good answer, Allie Mack.
37.
37. Justin Clark goes with 72%. Brianna, what is the right answer?
80%.
80%
wow.
is that
Right on it.
right on the money. So you,
Wow.
good
Get it.
job.
Yeah.
So you can still come back
Get
and
a
see
double
us.
ding.
Awesome.
Don't get her
Thanks.
shot, but double ding on that one for sure. Way to represent right on the money.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of people right on the money
No.
here on Something Clarky.
Sure.
That's for sure. So congratulations. We have plenty more right ahead with Mary Tindall. One more segment of Behind the Law on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for being with us. Clarky, let's get out of here, buddy. My
was
stomach
fun.
thinks
Those
my
are
throat's
harder
cut.
than I
I'm
thought.
starving.
Test, test, test. You can't hear me? Try to turn it up there. Test, test, test. You got it now?
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
One last segment ahead of Behind the Law. ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark here with you as we are every single weeknight, 8 o'clock p.m. Also, join us at Behind the Law Radio. You can watch the program about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't forget to watch the TV show as well. 10 a.m. Sunday mornings on TV. 27. I got Allie Mack here to my left. Allie Mack, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank
The
you.
beautiful Brianna's to my right. Hello, Brianna.
Hey,
What's up?
yawning.
Caught her in a half yawn.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Are we boring you?
Joined by a very special guest today, Mary Tindall. She is the owner, founder of Mary Tindall Communications, and she has a very special gift, free gift, only to the listeners of ESPN 580 Orlando. Tell me about this, Mary.
Sure. So my offer is for one person to win a complimentary website copy audit for one page on your website. So whether it's your homepage or sales page or your about page, just pick one page and I'll go through it and give you my honest assessment of what's working and what we could look at improving. And it's yours to take and run with and use what's helpful.
Now, is this a thing called SEO? Is that what you're talking about? Or no?
I mean, SEO is one important piece of the puzzle. So,
All right. Now I really have to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So when you are, because I worry about my website all the time. I'm like, well, they Googled bankruptcy lawyer Orlando and I'm on like page 10.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
probably because there's a lot of bankruptcy lawyers in Orlando.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So what do you do to fix that?
I mean, SEO is a long game, and I don't market myself as an SEO specialist. I know how to optimize copy, but, there's entire agencies that really specialize in that. But I would say you really need to look at what pieces of information your clients or potential clients are looking for and what would help them. Because you could throw up some filler content on your site that just keyword stuffs for bankruptcy lawyer Orlando and just you would sound like a robot. But if what you're doing is like offering someone maybe some actionable advice or some insight into that issue that they came to look for, then they're going to stay longer on your site and they'll probably come back to you. I mean, you want them to find you on page one, but that results from Google realizing that your site is being reputable and valuable to the people who do visit.
So generally speaking, in your day-to-day life, when you're looking at someone's website, what are you looking for?
So typos, I know that came up. I mean, that's like an instant marker of someone being like detail-oriented and credible. So like if I'm looking for an attorney or anyone to provide a professional service, I want to see like their website is clean. I like to get to know a little bit about the people that I'm potentially doing business with. So I think a strong about page is really great. And they say that your about page should really be about your customer, not about you. So I want to hear them sort of echo the concerns or the questions that I might be having if I'm looking to them for advice or guidance.
What do you mean the about page should be about the customer? I don't quite understand.
Yeah, so if you look at most websites, it's a lot of I, we. And the way that you flip that around is talking directly in second person to your potential client or customer and saying, what is keeping them up at night and how do I reflect that back to them? You are facing a bankruptcy case. You are waking up at night sweating because of, impending doom in your life, and you don't know who to trust or where to turn. And then you segue into your expertise and what makes you uniquely suited to help them solve those issues. But you want to get inside their head first before you just start telling them about yourself.
Take me through this. Let's say I'm a plumber. Justin Clark Plumbing, right?
We're gonna start that
Let's
this
just
year.
say hypothetically, You Have Plumbing, right? And it's a plumbing company, so people call me when they're backed up or whatever.
Sure.
So you go to my website and we look at the About section. Mm-hmm. What should it really be saying there?
I mean, it would be awesome if you could survey 100 of your customers with a quick email survey and literally have them say to you what brought you to them and what brought them to you, and then what problem did you help them solve? Like, plumbing is never just literally about the pipes. It's about you have those motivations of that person that's shopping for a plumber, and figure out what their fears are. A lot of people are afraid that their plumber is going to rip them off or not really fix the problem. And so you want to tackle those objections as well. And then just a little bit of personal background about you. Why did you get into plumbing? Did you have some horrible situation in your life and a plumber came in and was the hero and you're like, oh my God, I want to be a plumber one day? Those are the kind of questions I would be looking at.
And this question is for Allie Mack and Mary Tindall. You remember back in the day where if you had a website, everyone went to their laptop or their desktop computer and go to your website, right? And then it came to this point where, oh, you have to have a very good mobile website.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering if there is going to be a day soon where people really don't have websites at all. It's all social media platform type stuff. I mean, what percentage of the consumers do you guys think search for businesses on a website versus their social media platforms?
Well, I think it's important for people to have a website.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand that,
Only
but what I'm
and
saying
I don't
is,
think that's ever going to go away.
it might. I don't know.
I don't know, only because the platforms are there for branding and communicating with your potential clients, and the website is there from your platforms, then to bring them into your website, then to kind of bring them into your store, bring them into your office. So I don't think that part is going to go away. Percentage-wise, I'm not really sure about percentage-wise, but as far as websites going away, I don't think they're going to go away.
Yeah. I mean,
What's more important, social media or a website?
Both.
They have to work together, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on social media, you're sort of like renting an audience, like until Facebook or Instagram decides to make you pay more to reach those people. Like your website is where you own it. You're the owner, not the tenant. But social media is still really important for getting people to your website. And listening to your audience and having a conversation with them.
With social media, we all saw maybe the first real huge social media platform, MySpace, totally dissipate overnight, 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Now we have given so much unbelievable credibility to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of these different social media platforms. Is there ever going to be a day where society just gets pissed off and stops using these platforms like they did MySpace?
I don't know if that's going to happen as far as they might create a new platform. But as far as I know it right now, I think Facebook and the Twitter and Instagram, they're also always updating and becoming a little bit more relevant, so we kind of go with their trend too, with the Facebook Lives. And there's just so many more options that they give us on a day-to-day or month-to-month that I don't know if they're ever going to go away. I think there's probably more platforms that are going to be formed and more, kind of have more features for us to be able to communicate better. But I think that Facebook and Instagram and all those platforms, they're strong.
Yeah.
They are.
Copywriting. When we talk about copywriting, we're talking to Mary Tindall Communications. Is copywriting almost like the editor of a newspaper where you have to know the grammar and do do you have to really be incredibly proficient in the English language? This is a dumb question. But this is a grammar thing as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's such a great question because, I'm a trained copy editor, worked at a newspaper as a copy editor, and I am a huge grammar geek and I love grammar, but you don't have to be a style book pro or know every single rule about commas to be a great copywriter, because I think it's more about that mindset of what your customers need and what their journey looks like and what needs you're helping them meet so that they'll eventually want to buy from you, than it is knowing all the persnickety grammar rules. And there's different roles. You can be a copywriter who hires an editor to review your work or hires a proofreader. So you don't have to be a jack of all trades.
And when you do have a question, when you're copywriting something and you're not sure if it's the right way or not, where do you go? How do you find out?
I have a really great network of people, so I'll ask their advice, or there's a lot of online resources that I can look at. You're asking from a grammar standpoint?
Yeah, maybe you just don't know. I don't know if y'all comes after Ann, whatever.
Yeah. I love Grammar Girl. That's a great free resource. I follow a lot of the dictionary groups on Twitter. You can follow Webster's Dictionary on Twitter, and
really?
you can follow style books and search for answers. So yeah, it's all out there. You just need to know where to look.
If I'm a business owner and I want to hire Mary Tindall Communications to help with all my copywriting issues, how do I reach out?
Sure. My website is www.marytindallwrites.com. It's MARYT as in Tom, IND as in dog, ALL. Writes.com, or you can email me, mary@marytindallwrites.com.
You better say hello to those 4 kids
I
to
will.
me, who I hope are watching today. You have a great mother, guys, and
Thank
she's
you.
an excellent communicator as well. Mary Tindall,
you.
Mary Tindall Communications for the beautiful Brianna. Allie Mack, I don't know much, but I do know one little thing.
What's that?
I'll see you right back here tomorrow night on ESPN 580 Orlando.